This is the worst sort of free verse poem. It's not just long, it's endless. I'll never be finished with it. And the only editing I'll ever do is to add more. It's like life that way. Just tack more on the end. More of the same, and more again, without any real reason or meaning, only from habit, or the lack of courage to simply stop. And there's no going back, not to replace a feeble verb or fix a clumsy line, and certainly not to rewrite whole passages. Whatever is done and cannot be changed. It's dead perfect, the past of this poem. So it pushes forward in a stagger, on, and all you can do is ride it out. It's like a commute that way. It is a commute. Poem as commute. Life as commute. Just a way of getting from one place to the next. Only you can't remember where it started, and you'll never reach the destination. It's all slow roll, with nothing interesting between. The sky, the same color as the pavement, the cars dulled with dust, and people existing as in dreams, unreal, things to stare at, in curiosity or contempt. And when you get angry, and you will, it won't be from provocation or aggression, but from a life-numbing tedium. So you try to forget, but you can't. You can't forget because you're in it. You live inside it. You may, as the poem grims its way forward, sometimes forget a particular image, a thought, or a mistake, but don't worry, it will repeat further on. It will repeat further on, and then again, and again, and again, until you start to think, is this ever going to stop? No, it's not. And so your mind wanders. You stop thinking about the poem and wonder, what's on TV tomorrow night? Or when we'll be able to finish that report for work? Or why your lover came home so late last Tuesday night? But then you're slapped back into the realization that the poem hasn't ended, and you're still inside. You're supposed to be listening. Maybe what dragged you back was a word like sex, or mutilation, or puppies, or fuck. But suddenly you're listening again. You're back. You care. Not for long. The poem thrums on. No rhyme, no form, no rhythm, no meaning, no structure at all. It's just an absurd ramble, nonsensical, insignificant, and in the end, forgettable. In fact, it's not like a commute. It's more like a stick thrown into the brutal boiling of a river, and you're the stick. Because you're not driving, you're just being swept along, thrown against rocks, tossed without mercy or barrel over waterfalls, lost in eddies, sucked into mud, eaten, drowned, destroyed, and then finally dumped to rot out your days in an endless black sea. Yet even gone, you're still broken down to nothing, but still by atomic hit, a part of it all, a nothing amongst the inexhaustible nothingness of everything. So you start to think about death. And then how even after you die, this poem drones on, continuing without you. So is life, for life is just as relentless. It's eating the flesh off your bones right now, and tomorrow, and the next year, and will, even as you lie like pulp in your grave, on the side of a highway, or in the fouled lake somewhere. Your death stops nothing. Because the poem is indifferent. Life is indifferent. And it's that bored indifference that sends your wife into the arms of another man. Maybe a friend, maybe even in your bed. And without a penitent thought, it has your wife say, even as your memories linger in a baseball cap or in an old photo album she hasn't thrown away, hidden in the darkness of a closed closet, but still a part of her life. Life has her say into that fading memory of you as she lies in a muggy post-coital flush. It has her say, moan, or actually whisper like a prayer, my God, I never know. But that's rare. Usually, dead or not, things just move from this point to that without any real momentum or change, and certainly no significance. Most of it isn't even as grandiose as success or failure. Not even something that generates joy or horror. Mostly it's mundane, boring, minute by minute, line by line, a dull reading of the day. In fact, you could call boredom the only true refrain. It repeats again and again without fail. It's in this line and the next. It's the blood of life. and what is lost is replaced by mere addition, as if length were quality. And yet, that's all there is, length without end, or an end that never comes, or seems to come, or can. Fuck, I say, and you're back. You're listening. You look around, wild-eyed for a moment, and then you see me, and then we lose each other in the unfocused fog of this steady, slow ticking of days. We'll meet again, and this poem will have changed, lengthened, grown. So will you, and we'll have to introduce ourselves again, all over again, beginning to end, that end that never comes again and never again, on and on, again. Amen.